So your primary reason for men always pursuing women is because that's just how the way it's been, that you feel that's just a tradition. That's just the way it should be.
I think there's gender roles that should be played, and like I don't think a woman is supposed to be that aggressive.
So you're kind of relying on some of the older ways of thinking of, the woman has a certain place and the man has a certain place.
Yeah, I mean, look at the world right now. Like, I think it's completely misconstrued, and now like there's so many thoughts on like how things are supposed to be. Like women are like, oh, I can do what a man does, and it's now, right? But I think when our parents were younger, like it was more traditional. Like marriages stayed together, families stayed together, and now look, now you have people trying to do things they're not supposed to do, and that's how I feel.
She's right. She's right. She's true.
No, well, that's definitely true. But does it have to do specifically with the man pursuing the woman? Do you think that is where kind of it's nestled in because the man is not pursuing women as much nowadays, that's creating some divide? There has to be some couples where they split, where I don't think the woman should pay for it all, but that could be discussed too. Like, is that where a lot of issues are being rooted from? Men not paying for the meal, men not pursuing women?
Yeah, I mean, I've never had it happen to me, but I've heard stories before where girls are like, yeah, I went on a date and like he thought we were going Dutch or something, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like, how do you? I might as well go out to eat with my friends if I'm gonna pay for my food. Like,
isn't friendship a good basis for a relationship?
Yeah.
So why would we not go 50-50? If I can't see that you can provide for yourself, why would I need to provide for you? What does that do?
You were seeing that I can provide for myself the day that you met me and decided to ask me out on a date.
No, because there are things that guys just genuinely don't care about. We don't care about your money. We don't care about you having a car or your own place.
Why not?
What does that do for me if I have to pay for everything?
But you're not. You're not paying my car, no. You're not paying for my clothes, my hair, my makeup, all that stuff.
But if I'm paying for the date, right? If I just have to make an initial investment, we were talking about men sacrificing. If I have to sacrifice, I'm going to sacrifice for these things anyway, right? If you move into my house that I'm already paying for, I'm already paying for the rent. I'm already paying for the bills. I'm already paying for these things. Paying for hair, nails, and makeup is just something that, I mean, while I think, yeah, you as somebody in 2023, you can go and do it yourself. But if you want to stay inside of the house and you want to be a stay-at-home mom, a traditional woman, I'll pay for your hair. I'll pay for your makeup. I'll pay for your nails. But if you want to go out and have your own job as well, and you want to have your own source of income, why are we making, even if you're not making half of what I'm making, why can't you pay?
I never said I wouldn't pay, but I'm not
paying
on the
first date. But what's so sacred about the first date? Isn't this just as much as I'm trying to see your value as you're trying to see mine?
Cause I even think like on a first date, like women spend a lot of money before we arrive. Like we have to make sure our nails look a certain way, our hair, like you just said, all that stuff is expensive. All of it.
Right.
Clothes, hair, makeup.
So all she's saying she's already made the pre-investment.
Yeah.
And how much of it do you think is necessary?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying.
How much is what?
I guess he's saying all the makeup. Did you have to put on all the nice makeup? Did you have to do this when maybe he could have accepted you as you are without all those things? Maybe that's what he's saying.
Probably, but like,
would you rather? Because that does then hold you to a certain standard that you need to upkeep. Because if you can do all those things before the date, why would I need to take over those things after?
Because you're trying to be my man.
But you're doing it yourself. Why do I need to take on your responsibilities that you're doing? Like you said, you did the hair, you did the nails, you did the makeup, you did all those things before we got into the relationship. Why now, when I'm in a relationship, do I have to take over those things?
Because just like a woman's going to take over certain things that
She's
you
not.
would do. Yes,
like
she
what?
would. Like she would cook, she would clean, she'd make sure your house is sparkling clean all the time.
That's if she's at home all the time.
She would pray for you. She would do all these things that you didn't have before.
Those are 50-50 things. I would cook, I would clean, I would uplift, I would pray.
It's like it's 50-50. I could pay for my food, but I'm not going to.
But that's not 50-50.
It's like I'm not going
to
make
100-0.
How?
That's a no-sum game. If you're not paying for food, that's not 50-50.
Why not?
That's the definition of 50-50.
You just said the same thing. Like you can cook, you can clean, you can do all that stuff for yourself.
Right. I'm saying if I'm doing all those things for myself and your inclusion is not necessary to those things changing, why do I need to make the sacrifice initially?
He's going back to first date.
I'm going back to the first date.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that's just my mindset. I don't think that's how I was raised and taught, and I'm not going to change my mind about it.
Because I was also raised, take care of your ladies, take care of your women. And that's
like a gentleman's supposed to do those things. If you're not a gentleman, then you're like a boy or something.
I think the woman dictates whether or not I'm a gentleman or not.
I think it's difficult because in our culture, like you said, there are some benefits to the feminism movement. I don't think anyone would deny. Women should be able to get paid the same what a man makes For the now, I know, and I've looked into it specifically, and I'm like, oh, well, if she took maternity leave and she can, okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about they've literally shown how some in a corporate position, if a man is doing it, oh, pay him more, and the woman's doing the same thing. I think we would agree that that is not right.
Right.